that our Lithuanian folk songs are like big chunks of marble, and the great artists of the future will come and make wonderful pieces of art, the chefs from these wonderful marble slabs, while he was already there doing these masterpieces. We'll come back to the folk songs in a little while, but first I wanted to travel with you to the very first painting cycle that bears a musical title, Funeral Symphony. Funeral Symphony is one of the earliest again surviving Čurļonis paintings from 1903-1904. And when we look at the very first painting, we see how Čurļonis starts his inclusion of painting into the inclusion of music into painting procedures. For example, we see the tolling bell, which just gives us some sign that there is a sound. Then as we go along with this cycle of 7 paintings, we see very clearly depicted the procession and the coffin. And the coffin and procession are like 2 themes that constantly come back in the next. For example, here the procession is much more important. Then in the next one, again, it's a coffin. And the next one, again, we have the development of the procession with the coffin, and we have the sign of the... one more, please. Then we have, again, procession, and we finish the whole cycle with the place where a coffin was. So we are already past everything. But what I wanted also to draw your attention to, let's come back to the very first, is how Čurļonis uses the sense of passing of the time in this painting. Here we have clearly the bright day, so let's say it's afternoon, and then the time starts passing. So the sun is going down, and with the sun, the light and the colors start to be more subdued. And then the sun is going down, and the colors are more subdued and more. Small recapitulation, and then it's all dark and gray. So he uses the sort of transformation of the color, the way of sun going, as to sort of invent the time in painting. As if he tries to think of how can I make painting last time as music does. And at the same time, in his music, he also comes with certain ideas where he introduces idea as almost as a visual idea, almost as one big, let's say, bang from which everything suddenly starts going around, as if he tries to fill the space with sound and then try to work with that space, sound as a spatial entity more than as a continuous narrative entity. Again, in other early symbolic paintings of Čurļonis, we see not only forest but other things which widens his perspective, and then shows he's also inclined to go far and above and beyond Lithuanian spaces, and go into really sort of spiritual or psychological issues. This truth is a common little notion of the time, that the little angels or flies come into the candlelight and burn their little wings when they face this really hot truth. So this is early Čurļonis from 1904-1905. In 1905 he starts painting a cycle of paintings entitled Creation of the World. And this is really important because in this painting, suddenly for Čurļonis, the line, the space, the color, the shape become more predominant than the narrative of the painting or the realistic features of the painting. At the same about time, a little bit earlier, he starts also inventing in music ways to make it much more constructive than before and much more abstract than before. And then as soon as the phone will stop ringing, I will start next composition of Čurļonis, variation cycle entitled Sefa Esek. Please keep in mind that only 2 or 3 years passed from the creation of Nekur. Now Čurļonis is presenting himself much more as a 20th century artist, composer, and he bases his variation cycle on the sequence of 9 notes. It's not yet 12 different notes, it's 9 notes. But the tonal centers, the harmonic language is all based on the constantly reappearing row of 9 notes, which makes music sound totally different and very radical and absolutely unheard of for his time in 1904-1905. So now you will see how he creates his visual world of the very abstract, creative ideas together with his musical abstract ideas in his variation cycle, Sefa Esek.